Yo, it's your boy. Today we're talking about the lost continent or ancient civilization of Lemuria, also known as Kumari Kandam. And being in it myself is it's very truly interesting. There was an ancient civilization, possibly before the global flood itself, which is explained in different mythologies and throughout different explained in different mythologies, like the flood story, which is being evident, and that led to the wiping out of a lot of continent, which claimed to be the lost civilizations. And a lot of very ancient maps also show there was a continent known as Lemuria, and it has been wiped or something catastrophic happened. They had been lost forever throughout antiquity, and we're just gonna react to the facts of it and where it's placed. And I tell you, I'm being into myself. It's pretty interesting how the last civilization of Kumari Kandam, it is significant to us also.
Many pieces of evidence are emerging, proving the existence of ancient mythical continents, which were flourishing with life.
Oh yeah, this is in Japan. I think if you there's a lot of these underground structures that's not being discovered on the fucking ocean and shit. There's a lot of this guy, and they have no possible explanations for it. And this were lost civilizations that's been found. It's crazy.
Of years ago. An example of this is the lost continent of Zealandia, 95% of which is now submerged in the ocean. The continent was around 5 million square kilometers, which is about 2/3 the size of Australia, and was located between New Zealand and New Caledonia. Scientists studied over 8,000 specimens, and several hundred fossil species were identified, confirming the continent was once above sea level and filled with life. The lost continent we're focusing on.
Yeah, there's also seems like it's submerged. It's also another clear indicator of the global flood, which is present in every mythology throughout antiquity.
In this video is the mythical continent
Let alone the Christian mythology
of Lemuria, which was believed.
Bro, this is what I'm talking about. If such a landmass as big as it actually existed on the south of India, it's crazy, and it's been lost throughout antiquity.
Believed to be located in the Indian Ocean. The first time scientists started to talk about this land was during the mid-1800s, when a British lawyer and zoologist, Philip Sclater, wrote a paper entitled The Mammals of Madagascar. Sclater found that lemur fossils were extremely abundant in Madagascar and India. But curiously, these fossils were entirely missing in Africa and the Middle East. This observation led Sclater to propose.
Oh, that's why they call this stupid monkey shit lemurs. Now it makes sense.
That during one point in the distant past, India and Madagascar were connected by land and were part of a broader continent he decided to name Lemuria. Many other scientists proposed the existence of such a continent as well. Etienne Geoffroy Saint-Hilaire, who is a French naturalist, also speculated about an ancient land connection between Madagascar and India in 1840. The British naturalist Alfred Wallace proposed in 1859 that only a sunken continent could explain the fauna found on the island of Celebes. In 1869, the German zoologist, naturalist, and marine biologist Ernst Haeckel, who discovered and named thousands of new species, mapped a genealogical tree relating all life forms, and coined many terms in biology, published his book, The History of Creation. In it, he promoted his view on the theory of evolution and considered that the earliest humans might have descended from Asian primates, and placed the cradle of humanity in Asia, Africa, and very interestingly, on a lost continent in the Indian Ocean. His theory was also accepted by the scientific community, as this could explain the possible migration route of early humans from Africa to Indonesia. Ernst Haeckel even made the first hypothetical map of Lemuria, which he simply called Paradise. According to his map, the continent was a land bridge connecting Central East Africa all the way to the Philippines. This is what he wrote. The probable primeval home, or paradise, is here assumed to be Lemuria, a tropical continent at present lying below the level of the Indian Ocean, the former existence of which in the Tertiary period seems very probable from numerous facts in animal and vegetable geography. But it is also very possible that the hypothetical cradle of the human race lay further to the east in Indostan or further India, or further to the west in eastern Africa. The idea of Lemuria as a lost cradle of humankind wasn't discussed just by scientists, but also by esoteric societies. Helena Blavatsky was the late 19th century's most
Oh, this bitch is fucking crazy.
famous and notorious mystic, occultist, and medium. Born in Russia, she became renowned for her incredible psychic abilities, witnessed by many people. Among these abilities,
And she was also doing witchcraft. And she was also hanging out with the Aleister Crowley circles, which is a fucking demon. Which is fucking like someone who actually dealt with demons and shit. So these are not with good people or some reliable source for information. Maybe it's a reliable source.
were clairvoyance, clairaudience, telepathy, the ability to access another's mind, and many others. Her psychic powers were so strong that she even solved murder cases, giving precise information of the crimes to the police. The information she gave to the police was so accurate that one time she even became a prime suspect in one of the cases until it was solved. In 1888, Helena Blavatsky published her book, The Secret Doctrine, in which she gives fascinating information about Lemuria. She proposes that Lemuria was the cradle of one of the 7 races of humanity. She writes that millions of years ago,
Yeah, it was an advanced civilization before the deluge or the flood itself. It has like possible ancient technology. Like that's what the conspiracy is. Possible ancient technology. It's same as Atlantis. Same as like, what's the other one? Same as like ancient Egypt and shit. They have like advanced technology, and remnants of this technology can be seen in the architecture used to build like structures like the Pyramid of Giza and like different other like huge structures were built using some kind of technology that modern architecture cannot like replicate.
an ancient humanoid race coexisted with the dinosaurs. These beings supposedly possessed 4 arms and eyes and were egg-laying hermaphrodites.
This is the part where he gets like, Helena Blavatsky's talking shit.
Curiously, this description is very similar to some of the ancient Hindu deities, which were often depicted with
Maybe like these are like what fallen angels, like fallen angels watchers also descended with and like interbred with human beings, and they were getting hybrid mutations offspring, and those were the gods and goddesses, like the paganist gods and goddesses, and that actually makes like the most probable conclusion or the most probable cause of a lot of this mythology is going around, like Hinduism mainly in general. And these deities were like fallen angels or hybrids or what do you call bro, what's those things called? Bro, it's on the tip of my head, like
4
I'll
arms.
remember it.
Although Westerners don't believe in the ancient Sanskrit texts and regard them as mere bedtime stories, there is plenty of evidence which proves that some of the legends there, as crazy as they sound, are actually real. An example of this is one story about Lord Rama and his Vanara humanoid monkey army, which according to the epic Ramayana built a massive bridge between mainland India and Sri Lanka to rescue Lord Rama's wife, who was imprisoned there. Of course, no one except the Hindus even took this story seriously. Until many years later, satellite images taken by NASA revealed that what we see could in fact be a collapsed ancient bridge, now partially submerged under the ocean. The text from the Ramayana even described the building process in great detail. The process contained survey.
A lot of the stories has been real. What happened before the flood itself, like these deities were fallen angels. Like these deities, like shit actually happened. That like is the probable cause for like believing such kind of like stories. And there's some truths in every religion or mythology itself. Not the fullness of truth, but these are not like the supreme deity or whatsoever.
Planning, execution, and post-completion, all of which are fundamental parts of the process of every architecture, even today. There was even a chief engineer of the project called Nala, which is why the bridge is also known as Nala
Yeah, I was talking about the Nephilim. Like, these are like human fallen angel hybrid. Like, that's what I'm talking about, the Nephilim.
Setu, or the Bridge of Nala. The texts give details of all the materials used for the construction, and all the types of trees which were first piled on the sea ridge to provide a pile foundation or wood cushion effect. On top of them, large and small stones were piled, and on top of the stones, a flat finished level was arranged. The Vinara monkey people even held ropes on both sides of the bridge to build it in proper linear alignment, a technique used even today. The entire story was confirmed to be a truly historical event when Dr. Badri Narayanan, the former director of the Geological Survey of India, examined the structure, and his team drilled 10 boreholes along the alignment of the bridge. What he discovered was startling. About 6 meters below the surface, he found a consistent layer of calcareous sandstone, corals, and boulder-like materials. It was obvious that the ancient bridge was man-made. Further investigations confirmed that the bridge was created around 7,000 years ago, the same period the Ramayana was written. According to the Ramayana, the ratio of the bridge was 10:1, length to width. Measured today, the bridge is about 35 kilometers, or 21 miles, long, and 3.5 kilometers, or 2.1 miles, wide, the exact ratio of 10:1 as described in the epic. Scientists examining the bridge concluded that the stones used for the construction are older than the sand itself, confirming someone placed them there using advanced forms of engineering. Other scientists, while also agreeing that the bridge is man-made, believed it was built 1.7 million years ago, a time when modern humans didn't even exist. This is the time of the Homo erectus, who predate—
Bro, no one's believing the slice of Homo erectus and shit. Like, that's a possible lie. Human beings didn't even come from monkeys. That's a 100% a possible lie, bro. Like,
the Neanderthals. Could the humanoid monkey army of Rama be the early ancestors of man, precisely the Homo erectus?
bro, these are fallen angels, bro. Why are people like still trying to like push evolution bullshit on like divine creatures?
The Homo erectus could very well fit that description, and although they don't have the intellectual capacity required to build anything, they had the physical—
And Homo erectus, all this shit has been debunked like thousands of times. Like, all this shit has been debunked.
strength to do it. And if there were ancient higher beings like Rama, could these beings guide the Homo erectus and use them for this construction? According to the legend, after the bridge was constructed, Lord Rama led his army through it and successfully defeated the captor of his wife and liberated her. On his way home, Rama flew with his Vimana, which according to the Sanskrit—
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, this whole Vimana concept, this what proves itself. They had some kind of like ancient technology, like, and as goofy as it sounds, like they had some ancient technology, bro. Like, have you seen ancient Indian temples and the architecture that can only be done by precision of a laser itself? And you want me to believe like they were fucking making like putting chisels and stoning that shit out? Like, a lot of things that history teaches in antiquity are fucking false. Like, a lot of information is manipulated by the rulers of the world. I'm not getting conspiratorial, by the rulers of the world who control information. Like, a lot of information about the pre-flood civilization, Atlantis, all this shit, who built the pyramids of Egypt, like all this shit has been like uh has been safeguarded, kept in secret. A lot of information about this. You can hear like the dude, like the archaeological director of Egypt, like that dude's like spazzing about like they don't know what the fuck. There's no conspiracy or mystery on the pyramid of Giza. Like, they 100% hiding that shit. Like, and this itself, the whole Vimana concept, like, there has some kind of like ultramagnetic technology. Like, that's probably I'm guessing. Like, these things actually existed. Like, pretty like, and also like an indicator of the advanced civilization, advanced technology, like ancient Indians had before the global flood.
texts is some kind of flying vehicle used by many of these blue-skinned beings and deities, a device that we today would call a UFO. If this megastructure from the Ramayana is real, could the stories of the flying ships called Vimanas and ancient races of giants mentioned there also be real?
100%.
The ancient Tamil culture of South India is believed to predate both—
Yeah, even if you look into inside the temples and see the architecture, you can see like these things are not made by fucking chiseling stones and fucking donkeys pulling piles of stones together. Like, it built by some kind of technology. Like, for some reason, like the guys who take care of the old heritage itself, those guys come around and like UNESCO and all these guys type and like to control all of this temple administrations and shit. Like, and they like for some reason like I'm getting a conspiratorial. Like, they don't want us any information of ancient civilization being released to the public.
The Sumerian and Egyptian civilizations, and some even call it the first civilized human race. The Sangam literature, which is the earliest known literature of South India, tells the incredible story of an advanced Tamil civilization flourishing in the now submerged continent of Kumari Kandam thousands of years ago. Tamil people believe to this day the existence of this mythical lost continent and that it was their place of origin. This now sunken continent was situated in the Indian and the Pacific Ocean and was the connecting line between Africa and South India via Madagascar. The continent was submerged when the sea levels rose and the last ice age ended, forcing the Tamil people to migrate and mix with different groups, invariably forming new languages, races, and civilizations. A lot of people believe that not just the Tamil, but the whole of humanity is descended from the dwellers of Kumari Kandam. They believe that Tamil culture is the foundation of many enlightened cultures, and Tamil happens to be the mother language mix of a variety of other languages.
Yeah, there's a lot of like ancient inscriptions, like some kind of like a trade or commerce between the Atlantis itself and Lemuria. Like, there's some like evidences for this. There's kind of some kind of like a trade and communication going on between, and India, not the current India. Current India is fucking shit. Like, our infrastructure fucking sucks. Like, beyond belief. But the ancient civilization of India before the global flood itself was pretty much highly advanced.
Languages in the world. According to researchers, the Lemurian continent of Kumari Kandam was separated from the mainland sometime during the Mesozoic era because of the rising waters. Curiously, according to India's National Institute of Oceanography, sea levels were around.
And some say Mesozoic era, bro. Like, that's some fucking bullshit, bro. Like, these eras and stuff, the Ice Age and all the fucking shit. Like, when we just critically analyze these kinds of things, do these things actually happen? Or, like, they're this man-made concepts or a construct trying to, like, fit a certain narrative in order to fit their own satanic agenda.
Around 100 meters lower, some 15
to make humans came from monkeys and fucking shit, and there were creatures like before our human existence. That's just erroneously false, and we know, like, we instinctively know, like, that's not impossible. Like,
1,000 years ago. The rapid rise of the sea level resulted in a major flood, which eventually led to the disappearance of not only an entire continent, but an entire civilization that existed on Earth in the distant past. Professor Shanmugatas, a researcher in this area, said the following: "One can imagine the strength and magnitude of the tidal wave required to devour a mountainous area that existed in the ancient coastal belt of the Tamil world." Could this flood be the biblical flood, which is mentioned by every culture on the globe?
100%.
Another piece of evidence suggesting the existence of an ancient continent in the Indian Ocean.
Whatever happened, like, God was like fed up with it, and like he pushed the button to fucking flood the entire earth. Like, that seems so funny to me. Like, but the world was so fucked up with evil and fucking shit. Like, I get why God did that. Like, he pressed the clean slate button to wipe them all out.
Was found in the tropical island of Mauritius. In 2013, scientists discovered fragments of granite in the ocean south of India, along a shelf that extends hundreds of miles south of the country towards Mauritius. And on Mauritius, a team of geologists found zircon, which dated to 3 billion years ago, which is eons before the formation of the island itself, which only came into being 2 million years ago. This means that the zircon they discovered came from a much older landmass that sunk into the Indian Ocean. Instead of calling this lost continent Lemuria, the geologists named it Mauritia. Despite the different name, everything lines up perfectly with Sclater's theory of the lost continent of Lemuria and the Tamil legend of Kumari Kandam. With all these discoveries and ancient legends, we can agree that despite our technology and notion of history, we still know very little about Earth's past.
Yeah, that's because all of the history is intentionally hidden. Like, it's intentionally not released to the public. Like, They're withholding info. They know they know what's going on in Egypt. They know what kind of like things they actually found under the pyramid of Giza and shit. Like they're intentionally not releasing because it like gives us the information about free energy. There's free energy in this world, not fucking electricity you actually play. It gives us information about that. Like we don't want the masses or the fucking we don't want the fucking plebeians and the goyim to actually learn about free energy and shit and overthrow governments and shit. We don't want that. Like so intentionally they're hiding information about the ancient civilization, possibly to like they don't want free energy to go out. Same thing what Nikola Tesla were trying to do, and look what happened to him. Like they possibly off this ass. So it's there's an intentional force that's actually hiding this kind of information like about any ancient civilization. Like and when you go into this ancient temples and shit, ask the tour guide how are these structures actually made, like, and they will actually look you in the eye and lie. They made it with fucking chisels and fucking shit. Well, they were fucking chiseling, and donkeys fucking give them push the stones and gave us stones and shit, and like they actually lie through the street, like not lie. They maybe speaking out of ignorance, but this was a real. A lot of things are actually hidden to not know about true history.
Our planet is surrounded by mysteries, lost ancient civilizations, and advanced, highly intelligent beings, which constructed fascinating marvels of architecture we still admire today. Every mystery we unravel opens more and more questions, which simply can't be answered with the knowledge we have from our history books. As Napoleon
Our history books are fake.
Bonaparte said, history is the version of past events that people have decided to agree upon.
Yep, history is written by the winners, and the winners decide the narrative. What history you actually study.
Thank you for watching.
So that's about it. So think critically and research of ancient civilizations and past, and know that whatever being told you, they're fucking lies, 100% lies.